that she'll be here in 5 minutes. She went for the inspection of the register of voters.
Oh, what's that about?
The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, is conducting physical inspection of the provisional register of voters for the 2026 general election.
Sorry, I'm late. I went to verify and inspect my details in the register of voters.
The inspection of the register of voters is on. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, is conducting a nationwide physical inspection of the provisional register of voters for the 2026 general election. If you registered during the mass or continuous registration of voters, this is your chance to check if your name is on the register of voters and that all your details are correct. Confirm your polling station. You can replace lost, defaced, or damaged voters' cards, or even transfer to a convenient polling station of your choice. All persons inspecting the register must carry a green national registration card (NRC) and a voter's card for registered voters and a sworn affidavit for the removal of deceased voters. Don't wait. The exercise runs from the 2nd to the 8th of March 2026 at all polling stations nationwide from 8 to 17 hours. The inspection of the register of voters will also be conducted electronically throughout the inspection period via the ECZ website or the ECZ USSD code *214# on any mobile phone. You can also download the ECZ mobile app from Google Play Store. It's my vote, my right, my choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Mulenga, are you ready for the group presentation?
I am.
Hey guys!
You even missed the lecture.
Yeah, but the voters card verification dates are out.
So what's going to happen?
I passed through the polling station to check my details.
Me, I'll just vote on election day. You get?
Your vote is your right, and verification is key to the voting process.
The inspection of the register of voters is on. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, is conducting a nationwide physical inspection of the provisional register of voters for the 2026 general election. If you registered during the mass or continuous registration of voters, this is your chance to check if your name is on the register of voters and that all your details are correct. Confirm your polling station. You can replace lost, defaced, or damaged voters' cards, or even transfer to a convenient polling station of your choice. All persons inspecting register must carry a green national registration card (NRC) and a voter's card for registered voters and a sworn affidavit for the removal of deceased voters. Don't wait. The exercise runs from the 2nd to the 8th of March 2026 at all polling stations nationwide from 8 to 17 hours. The inspection of the register of voters will also be conducted electronically throughout the inspection period via the ECZ website or the ECZ USSD code *214# on any mobile phone. You can also download the ECZ mobile app from Google Play Store. It's my vote, my right, my choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Bushe mwalikwata Top Star Decoder. Bushe mwalishiwa kutila kutimwatamba Prime TV2 Zambia pa channel 110 nga chakutila mlefu okumfwa amadiashi ayalekanalekana okufuma kunchende ishapusana. Bakanyekanye mukumipekanisisha amadiashi konse kuntumletu mfuila maliba abaiteanya inshita yonse kumulabasa wenu wa Prime TV2. Prime TV2 omulabasa wenu kumadiashi nembila nsuma mumishi yenu.
Hello and warm welcome to News Flash on Prime TV2, the home of breaking news. We are coming to you live on Top Star channel 110 and streaming on our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia. Now let's take a look at stories making headlines. Chidiapa Ward Councillor Samuel Manza has called on the Mansa Municipal Council to act as RAIN's Western Road. Zambia Association of Indigenous Tour Operators votes a new Victoria Falls map and demand the stakeholder consultation. With the news in detail, my name is Maidon Kiralo. Chiliapa Ward Councillor Samuel Mansa has expressed concern over the continued poor state of feeder roads damaged by heavy rains in Mansa District many of which remain unrepaired. The civic leader says that the situation has made it difficult for residents to move from one place to another, as most feeder roads in Chiliapa Ward and surrounding areas are in a deplorable condition. Mr. Mwansa has, however, welcomed the decision by Mansa Municipal Council to patch potholes on selected bituminous roads within the ward. Details in the following report.
Heavy rains in Mansa district have brought both good and bad news. For many farmers, the rains are a blessing because their crops are growing well. However, the heavy rainfall in rural parts of the district, some houses and other structures have been damaged. In urban areas, the heavy downpour has damaged feeder roads. Chiliapa Ward Councillor Samuel Mwansa has echoed on the situation.
This rainfall as well has contributed to the damages of the feeder roads in our town, especially I'm talking right now in Mansa district. Chiliapa Ward, which is the ward that I represent, has been greatly affected by this heavy downpour of the rains, and most of the roads have been washed away, and this has created a very, very negative effect and impact on our people, especially the pedestrians, the road users, the motorists, the people with vehicles. And this is what you've seen today. The council has responded to the concerns of our people, because our people have been complaining for at least 2 months now, where the bad road network is concerned, as well as the potholes, because in as much as these roads have been upgraded, or rather of bituminous standard, the roads have been greatly impacted, or rather affected negatively. And that's why you've seen the council workers, engineers, they have responded positively to the concerns of our people, and they are on site to ensure that most of the potholes that have been created in our roads have been patched up. If you see Katangwe Road and Musomali Clinic, which connects to the key priority facility in our ward, that road, our people have greatly complained about that road.
Councillor Mwansa has called on the local authority to quickly work on the damaged areas even before the rains stop.
However, I want to make mention to say that our engineers, they have not been proactive in terms of attending to the needs of our people where the road network is concerned in our district. And this, I'm calling on all the engineers. They have to do what they have been employed to do, because when our people complains, they complain to us as politicians, for me as councillor, because the moment I won as councillor for the people of Chiliapa Ward, they believe to say that whatever issues and concerns that they were telling me to work on once I'm elected are attended to. So that's why I'm calling on Mansa Municipal Management, working together with the engineers to ensure that the road network, the feeder roads, are worked on immediately. We cannot wait, Mr. Mukawila, for the rains to stop, because right now, that's when the people are facing this negative impact of these roads that have been damaged. There is a bridge going to Msenga extension. That bridge has been cut off. We cannot wait, Mr. Mukawira, for the rains to stop. That's why we are calling on engineers to come up with immediate measures that can alleviate that immediate problem that we have. Right now,
Luapula Province.
Former Deputy Minister of Justice Keith Mukata says he is considering recontesting the Chilanga parliamentary seat following growing calls from members of the public urging him to return to active politics. Mr. Mukata has told Prime TV News in an interview that there is reflecting on the possibility of seeking public office again, describing leadership as both a responsibility and calling to serve the nation. He says while he has continued engaging in community work, he remains open to returning to formal politics if the opportunity aligns with his desire to contribute to national development. Mr. Mukata says if he were to recontest the seat, he would win.
Heavy rains in Mansa district have brought both good and bad news.
Stand for truth. So what has been happening, yes, is people have approached me. Okay, so look, I think we need to, you need to come back and so on. Okay, even whilst we are doing community work, we do community work. You can save in so many ways outside being a politician, or no, sorry, we are all politicians, outside being an MP. But it's something that I'm actively considering, because maybe it's a calling to save. You understand? To save, because there's a saying that the only time evil will triumph is when good men and women sit back and do nothing about it. So sometimes you don't want to be like a Jonah. Your calling is in this direction. You decide to run away. So you may be running away from a calling from God. So it's to listen to that small voice, interact with people. And yes, I'm considering to stand. And when I stand, you know I will.
The Zambia Association of Indigenous Tour Operators, ZATO, has described as malicious and misleading the information displayed on a newly installed site map at the Victoria Falls World Heritage Site, which the association says inaccurately depicts the location of the falls. The concern follows the removal of an old concrete site model, which has since been replaced with a new one. According to the new map, Livingstone Island, located near the Victoria Falls, is shown as being on the Zimbabwean side. An accession ZATO strongly disputes. ZATO President Dr. Patson Chifumbe says some media reports surrounding the issue are not only misleading, but also factually incorrect. Kwalombota Mwanangombe has the details.
Organization UNESCO, the Victoria Falls. However, concerns have risen following a placard that was recently placed in front of ZATO has described the alleged misleading information on the placard as malicious, as it gives a very different picture of the location of the Victoria Falls and other features such as the Livingstone Island.
We don't dispute that Zimbabwe has its beautiful sites or viewpoints, but to say that the falls is in Zimbabwe is not correct. It's not right. We appreciate the piece of land that stretches in front of the falls, but the actual falls is on the Zambian side in terms of how long of the falls is on the Zambian side. Like the distances have been given, 1.2 and 500 respectively. But for people to be funneling this information out there that the horseshoe, the Livingstone Island, all these things are in Zimbabwe, is very malicious. It's killing our side of the story.
Dr. Chifumbe has since called for stakeholder engagement when approving such important undertakings that pertains to public interest.
We are here because all this thing was initiated because of the placard that has already been pointed at. We don't know how that placard came about, but I think it's very important that some of these things are tabled before they are put out there, because probably would have pointed out what was wrong then than to put it there without consulting us.
And ZATO Secretary General Kelvin Mwela says several features on the Victoria Falls map are on the Zambian side and not what is displayed on the placard.
The Victoria Falls Zambia is about 1.2 kilometers wide of the stretch, and the other 500 meters of the falls are on the Zimbabwean side. So when you look at the Victoria Falls Zambia, that is the place where you can visit the Livingstone Island to start with. It's the only place where you go to the boiling point, the Knife Edge Bridge, and also the Rock Island. That is right after the Knife Edge Bridge. From the point of ZATO, we want to verify and justify that the placard that has been placed in front of the Victoria Falls was wrongly done. When you look at the picture of the falls, the setting is very different.
As it stands, ZATO does not agree with the information on the placard, calling for a consensus between Zambia and Zimbabwe pertaining to factuality of the Victoria Falls geographical map. Kwalombota Mwanangombe, Prime TV News in Livingstone, Southern Province.
Oxfam Zambia has expressed concern over the rising number of teenage pregnancies, noting that the country records over 12,000 cases annually. Oxfam country focal point Chitimbwa Chifunda says the trend affects the health and social welfare of adolescent girls and must be addressed. Speaking at the launch of the comprehensive health options through innovative community engagement choice program, Ms. Chifunda says the initiative aims to improve health outcomes and strengthen the delivery of sexual and reproductive health services. The choice program is supported by the Canadian government with an investment of $30 million. Here is a report.
Rural communities in Zambia are set to benefit from improved access to reproductive health services and strengthened sexual and reproductive health rights following the launch of a comprehensive health options through innovative community engagement choice program. The Oxfam initiative aims to bring quality maternal health care and sexual and reproductive health information closer to underserved areas, targeting central and southern provinces. Oxfam Zambia country focal point Chitimbwa Chifunda has expressed concern over the rising number of teenage pregnancies, noting that the country records over 12,000 cases per year.
In Southern Africa, in collaboration with our implementing partners in Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe, we are implementing a 7-year sexual reproductive health program. The program we are launching here today is called Comprehensive Health Options through Innovative Community Engagement, in short called CHOICE. The program is focusing on improving health outcomes and promoting access to SRH services by young people and women in Zambia, specifically in central and southern provinces. According to Ministry of Health Education 2024 Statistical Bulletin, the country witnessed over 12,000 recorded cases of teenage pregnancies each year amongst school-going children. This alarming statistic underscores the urgent need for comprehensive sexual reproductive health education and access to reproductive health services.
Minister of Health, Public Health Director Dr. Matilda Simpungwe says the government, through the National Health Plan, aims to improve national health outcomes, including sexual and reproductive health care, and highlights the program's importance amid increasing teenage pregnancy.
Has demonstrated a strong commitment to improving national health outcomes, especially in sexual and reproductive health, as enshrined in national policies and budgeting, aligning these priorities with the 8th National Development Plan.
The program is sponsored by the Canadian government, and Canadian High Commission Charge d'Affaires Corey Vangal says the $30 million investment will be implemented in Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe.
This Canadian $30 million investment over 7 years supports work in Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. It reflects Canada's longstanding commitment to advancing sexual and reproductive health rights for young women.
60 health facilities across 4 districts in central and southern provinces have been selected for the program, working in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and traditional leaders. Also at Kafanka, PTV News, Lusaka.
Zambia Forestry and Forest Industries Corporation PLC, ZAFICO, has received a 10 million kwacha grant from the French government aimed at supporting its value addition quest and sustainable forestry management efforts. The grant is a result of a partnership signed between ZAFICO and the French Development Agency, AFD. ZAFICO Managing Director Mundia has reviewed the development during a tour of ZAFICO's facilities in Kalulushi by French Ambassador to Zambia, Thomas Rosigno. Meanwhile, French Ambassador Thomas Rosigno has praised Zambia's investment climate, describing it as suitable and conducive for partnerships.
August, we signed a partnership agreement with AFD at the extent of 10 million kwacha. And that support has materialized today. As you can see, the ambassador to France as well as the Terra team are here. They will conduct a market study. They will also help us to deal with productivity. They'll also help us to benchmark against companies in Europe that are in particle board production, that are in the forestry industry. You know that we have acquired state-of-the-art equipment, and we require to train our staff to be able to operate the equipment efficiently and effectively. And on that score, we're grateful that we have support that we have gotten from the AFD and the French government to support our agenda in terms of ensuring that we achieve our objectives. As you know, our intention is to make sure that we continue with the forward integration, ensuring that efficiencies are right, and also expansion of the plantations. Thank you.
This plant and this program, as the MD has said, is a partnership with France, with the French Development Agency. And this is exactly the kind of examples that we want to support, because we support the Zambian companies that create jobs. We hire and we train local workforce, which means that long after that we are gone, the effects are still here and they're still benefiting everyone. And then we promote a sustainable model, because As you've heard and as you know, the plant is operating 365 days a year. Whether it rains, whether the sunshine, it always works. Nothing is wasted from the timber to the sawdust. Everything is used. So the model is sustainable. It's good for nature. It's good for the economy, and it's good for Zambia. This is exactly why I'm here.
That item ends the news flash on Prime TV2. Let's take a recap of stories that made headlines. Chiliapa Ward Councillor Samuel Mwansa has called on the Mansa Municipal Council to act as rains worsen road conditions in Mansa District. Former Deputy Minister of Justice Keith Mkatwa concerns recontesting Chilanga seat as he backs Ichilema's economic reforms. Zambia Association of Indigenous Tour Operators forwards a new Victoria Falls map and demands stakeholder consultations. Thank you so much for staying with us. But for these and other stories, like our Facebook page, that is PTV2 Zambia. On behalf of the entire news and the production crew, this has been Maidon Kiralo. Stay tuned.
Bushe mwalikwata Top Star Decoder. Bushe mwalishiwa kutila kutimwatamba Prime TV2 Zambia pa channel 110 nga chakutila mlefu okumfwa amadiashi ayalekanalekana okufuma kunchende ishapusana. Bakanyekaniye mukumipekanisisha amadiashi konse kuntumletu mfuila baliba abaiteanya inchita yonse kumulabasa wenu wa Prime TV2. Prime TV2 omulabasa wenu kumadiashi nembila nsuma mumishi yenu.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia wishes to inform all stakeholders and the general public that the physical inspection of the Provisional Register of Voters will be conducted from Monday the 2nd to Sunday the 8th of March 2026 at all polling stations across the country. During this period, all registered voters are required to inspect and verify their personal details on the Register of Voters, including names, NRC numbers, and polling station information. Please note, there will be no new registration of voters during the inspection period. The inspection of the Register of Voters will also be conducted electronically throughout the inspection period via the ECZ website or the ECZ USSD code *214# on any mobile phone. You can also download the ECZ mobile app from Google Play Store. Voters who need to correct or update their details will be referred to the nearest physical registration center with the registration kit. It is your right. It is your vote. Your vote counts. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.